Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Also known as the game of walking and carrying masses of kilograms and uncontrollable tear leaking due to some allergy, this game was as famous as a movie back in the year of 2019, when it was launched, but only because of its actors. Some even considered it to be a flop in the first year round. But with time it grew especially famous for the many already known and famous actors who were included in the game. But it got famous too for its extreme visuals and most certainly awesome voice acting. Up until this day, Death Stranding is simply unique in its own way. Stretching over all gaming universe, you'll not find anything quite like it. But why, you wonder, is it now time to replay or play this game for the first time? Maybe you've heard of the many news surrounding it, where a sequel is on its way, and not only that. You see, people were of greatest joy, I'm talking about the PC version, to ruin their mice, while carrying backpacks with holding one of the buttons of the two buttons. Because any who played this game will know that one mission we had to rush towards a destination, while holding a fragile, yes, fragile, item in our hand, which has to be done, while holding the mouse button the whole time. But we're off of the point, which I'm sorry about, but my mouse wanted to state its point. The people loved this game so much, they needed a sequel. And in the Game Awards last December 2022 it was finally announced that Death Stranding 2 was in production and would come back. But Hideo Kojima, producer, told IGN that he is working on including the COVID-19 pandemic into this game, as he stated in his words to IGN, "You can't pretend that something this big never happened. While the games themselves are based on characters who are not bound by our reality, the players themselves have gone through the pandemic, and a story written before that experience just wouldn't resonate with them in the same way." So it has to be said that even Death Stranding 1 was trying to resemble the way the COVID-19 pandemic had caused people to be stranded and apart, due to the many lockdowns, and in Death Stranding the different people were likewise apart from each other and having barely any connection. After playing this game on my own, I do have to admit, it was a wonderful thing, when finally seeing a person since a long time of traveling through lonesome and wild landscapes. I cannot say enough, how I dreamed to enter the cities behind those tall walls. Since the game will most certainly only launch in 2024, it's perfect to replay or play Death Stranding now, considering it's a very long and slow adventure with a lot of storytelling. So you can let yourself time, but be ready when the sequel comes. Another reason for playing Death Stranding now is its price. Upon its launch, it was quite a costly video game, with reason, I have to say. But after Epic Games' stunt of giving this game away for free on one day in its yearly Christmas gifting 2022, the price was dropping significantly. If there's any good time to get your copy, it's now. Next reason of playing Death Stranding is the fact that in December 22, 2022 it was announced there'd be a movie in collaboration of Kojima Productions and Alex Lebovici. A movie of a game, which anyways already felt like a movie itself. These are exciting news. Last but not least, a very important fact too is most certainly its unique gameplay. You may say what you want, and I'm most certainly a hard critic, this game managed to chain me to it. In the beginning, the cutscenes were almost too long and it needed very long to finally come to some gameplay. Once it started and I could move around, I was amazed by its visuals but was bumped by the hard gameplay. The mouse is your best friend, and it's not just a first-person shooter like Far Cry 6. If anything, in Death Stranding you're more focused avoiding any contact with enemies or BTs, the ghostly things you've to avoid at any cost. While you play as Sam Porter, a self-hired, let's call it like that, porter, you've to transport many items to one to another station. Those stations aren't connected by any roads, and it's Sam Porter, you, who has to climb through the harsh terrain, where every rock causes you to trip, if not careful, and damage the items you carry, or losing them in the rivers. And don't forget the fact, where every muddy floor may cause you to fall face first. Climbing mountains and hills are a pain, when I'm thinking about it, because every extra kilogram you carry makes Sam slower and more vulnerable to tip over. To hold yourself steady, you either try to put weights, more items, into your hands, or you balance yourself with your mouse, with clicking the buttons in the right time all throughout the journey. But this little hard beginning is actually a great start, because it begins with being hard and gives you again and again items and possibilities, which make the game significantly easier. The more time passes, you'll more and more meet the items and buildings other people have built too. There are ladders and ropes helping you when you haven't got anything on you. There are roads built by others. And likes can be given to your buildings or structures, while you can give likes to others. Death Stranding might be single player, but this unique way of letting other people's items into your world gives a feeling of not being alone. A feeling like you and thousands are playing that game at the same very time. And that is just amazing. So the end of it is, if there was ever a time you wanted to play Death Stranding, it's now. The sequel is announced and in production. The game is significantly cheaper and its world is filled by many players once again, giving this unique game a wonderful experience. Next to that, we all know, prices of other things have grown and buying many video games isn't such an easy thing these days. But Death Stranding is a very long video game with many hours on hand, and although some may say it can be a little bit repetitive, it is a great experience and a very long fun with an exciting story and great visuals of all kinds. This is DGAI Game Reviews and I hope you liked this video. Please leave a like to help me out, and if you're interested in more videos of games, don't forget to subscribe. If you've any game video wishes, let me know and maybe I'll do some more content of Death Stranding. Thank you for watching.